Do you ever get that feeling? That Sunday evening, a little knot forms in your stomach, and you just know the weekend is officially over. Yeah, we've all been there. Welcome back to Global Book Journey. Today, we're diving into a book that might just change how you feel about your work week forever. It's called Flow by the legendary psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. And we're going to show you how to not just get through the week, but actually find some real joy in it.
I mean, it's a feeling we know all too well, right? The weekend fun is fading, and that thought of Monday morning just hits you with a wave of dread. You start thinking about the emails, the meetings, that to-do list that just never seems to end. It can feel totally overwhelming. It's this feeling of being completely out of control, like you're a pinball being bounced around by deadlines and demands you never even signed up for. It's this kind of inner chaos that just leaves you feeling powerless. But it doesn't have to be that way. It is time to take back the controls.
Now stick with me here, because this might sound a little crazy, but what if you could make your work so engaging, so completely absorbing, that everything else just fades away? What if your job could actually feel, well, fun? That's the powerful idea we're going to unpack today.
So to get there, we first have to talk about a pretty surprising truth about what actually makes us happy. And I'm telling you, the answer is probably not what you think.
We all think that free time, kicking back and relaxing, is the ultimate key to happiness. But what if I told you that studies actually show people often feel better at work? It sounds completely backward, I know, but think about it. Our free time can be so unstructured that it actually leads to boredom and even anxiety. Work, on the other hand, gives our brains exactly what they crave: clear goals, instant feedback, and a real sense of purpose that keeps our minds focused and, well, in order.
There's actually a term for this feeling. Anomany. It's that vague, restless feeling you get when you're just endlessly scrolling through your phone, not even sure what you're looking for anymore. It's a low-grade mental chaos, and it happens whenever our attention doesn't have a clear target to lock onto.
Okay, so if having that structure is the secret ingredient, how do we get more of it? Well, the answer lies in a super powerful mental state that psychologists call flow. Let's break down what that actually is.
We've all been here before, even if we didn't have a name for it. It's that magic moment when you're so deep into what you're doing that the rest of the world just disappears. That right there is flow. And it's not about being relaxed or passive. It's a state of active, deep, and almost effortless concentration.
Just picture a lawyer totally lost in a complex case. Hours are flying by, but it feels like minutes. She's not thinking about being hungry, she's not thinking about the time. Her entire being is focused on that one task. That's flow in action. Or get this. The story of a welder named Joe Kramer. He took his hobby and completely transformed his backyard into this incredible metal sculpture garden. He found flow by turning a simple pastime into a complex, creative challenge. It just goes to show you, flow can be found absolutely anywhere.
And it's not just for high-stakes professions or creative hobbies. Think about Serafina, an elderly farmer who found this deep, profound satisfaction in her daily chores. Why? Because she was completely engaged, seeing the immediate results of her skill and feeling totally connected to the world. So the big question is, what if we could all find that in our own work?
So, how do we get into this state? Well, researchers have kind of broken it down into 8 key ingredients. First, you need a challenge that actually requires your skill. Not too easy, not too hard. Then, your actions and your awareness just merge. You stop thinking about what you're doing, you just do it. You need clear goals and immediate feedback so you know how you're doing moment to moment. This all leads to intense concentration and a real sense of control. And then the magic happens. You lose that sense of self-consciousness. That little voice in your head goes quiet. And finally, time itself seems to bend, and hours just melt away.
Okay, so that's what it is. Now, how do we find this flow for ourselves? It's all about finding something called the flow channel.
Think of this chart as a map of your mind. Flow happens right there in the top left corner, that sweet spot where a tough challenge meets your high level of skill. But what happens when things are out of whack? Well, if the challenge is way too high for your skills, you get anxiety. If your skills are high but the task is too easy, you get boredom. And if both are low, you're stuck in apathy. Think about your workday. Where do you spend most of your time?
But here's the amazing news. You are not stuck in any of those boxes. You can actively push yourself back into that flow channel. Feeling anxious and overwhelmed? The solution is to build up your skills. Feeling bored and underutilized? You've got to increase the challenge. It really is all about finding that perfect balance. All right, let's get super practical. Here's a toolkit you can start using tomorrow to find flow in literally any task, no matter how boring it seems.
Ready to turn your work into a game? It just takes 4 simple steps. First, set a really small, really clear goal. Like, what does done look like just for the next half hour? Second, figure out how to track your progress in real time. Third, tweak the difficulty. Make it a little harder or a little easier to keep yourself engaged. And fourth, and this one's the most important, eliminate every single distraction and give that task your full, undivided attention.
Let's try this with something we all dread, email. Instead of seeing it as a never-ending chore, turn it into a race. Set a timer for 15 minutes and see if you can clear 20 emails. Your feedback is watching that unread number go down. Bam! You just turned a grind into a game. What else could you do this with?
And really, this is the whole point. The quality of your life isn't decided by what happens to you, but by how you choose to experience it. Happiness isn't some destination you arrive at, it's a skill you can build by taking deliberate control of your own mind.
So here's my challenge to you. As you head into your week, what's one routine task you could totally transform? That boring meeting, that tedious report, how can you turn it into a game? The power to find enjoyment is right there, waiting for you to unlock it. Thanks for joining us on this global book journey. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next literary adventure.